Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be with Mastics Moriches Shirley Community Library. We're going to be essentially doing a live feed on their Facebook of how to build a Baby Yoda. And well, it turned out really cool, but we didn't have the right connectivity and we struggled with it as we created this tutorial for the library on their Facebook page. So we captured it in video from a separate camera, so I thought I'd share that capture here on this channel. You can visit their Facebook and their social media channels at Mastics Moriches Community or Shirley Community Library. I'll leave some links in the notes after, so remember to leave a comment for us and to use the links to go see the video we post there and the other content they post. So it was fun creating Baby Yoda. It's fun watching this video and see us kind of struggle with the connectivity, but we still powered through it. We kind of introduced tools twice, that kind of stuff. It's kind of the way it happens, and we're learning from it. We're learning from the mistakes of, where we actually do have good connectivity to be able to drive a live Facebook video. And where we don't, we have to do a more produced video, kind of like the video we're doing here. So without any further ado, let's get to this video, how we create Baby Yoda in sand. It's fun, so let's get to it. And today we are with Mastics Moriches Library doing a live Facebook feed that actually didn't quite record right. So this is kind of our video edit of that live feed, so you'll see it's a little choppy, but it's fun. Keep watching and you'll learn how we carved Baby Yoda. And we're going to be doing a live Facebook feed of how to build a Baby Yoda in sand. I'm glad you could join us. Let's see, I want to flip this camera around to the other side. There we go. And I have with me today Pamela. Pamela Schleichner is one of our teammates. Thank you. Thanks for joining us, Pamela. She's going to help orchestrate some of this video for us today. First thing I want to do is show you the tools we're going to use to build Baby Yoda. So we only have 30 minutes, so I'm going to kind of go through this pretty quickly. We've got a spreader trowel, hand trowels. You can get these at Home Depot. These are palette knives. You can get these at an art store. They're used for mixing paints. This is a makeup brush. I stole them from my wife. Don't tell anybody. Paintbrush. This is a straw. It's actually surgical tubing to blow away loose sand. Always when you're sculpting, you need to have your reference art. This is Baby Yoda. I have a couple of different images of him, and I'm going to refer to these images to help me figure out Baby Yoda. So I created a little bit of Baby Yoda already by just packing up part of it, and I'm going to finish this process so you can see how careful and methodical you need to be when packing the sand. This is very wet sand, and it sticks together really well, and I pack it on ever so thoroughly until I get his shape. And if you look at this shape, you can see it looks like he's off to a nice shape based upon the artwork. So once you have the big shape, I like to use a larger kind of a hand trowel to start to carve away and create the overall shape. And what I look at is not the detail of Baby Yoda yet, but the larger forms. This obviously is going to be an ear. This is his head. This is the other ear. And I kind of pre-laid these ears out. when you pack up your form, you need to just kind of pre-lay out the biggest shapes too. Since we're not at the beach, I am using my non-beach sand. This is a sand that I get from a sand and gravel yard, and this sand is really quite nice. It's very, very fine. We like to use the finest sands we can find, and it really sculpts very well. So I'm kind of working from the top down to try to find the biggest shapes of Baby Yoda. Okay, what I like to do is create a center line either way, so that it kind of helps me with the orientation and the general layout. Now, the most distinctive feature for Baby Yoda is these really interesting eyes, and thinking the eyes are going to want to live right about here. And he's got really heavy, bushy eyebrows. And to get those eyebrows, I think I'm going to hand pack a little bit of sand. And I've got a little garden hose and a bucket. And I can take some very, very wet sand. And I can start to put in that extra material that we're going to need for Baby Yoda's eyes. And I do it quite quickly. I'm not worried about the detail. Again, I'm worried about the big shape. And then I'll carve the detail in later. He's got an itty bitty nose that seems to live down here somewhere. And I'll put a little clump there for it just so that I identify it. If you notice in the background, you notice that we've got a sculpture of David. We've got a sculpture of an old guy that we did a couple months ago, and they're still standing. In fact, we even have a pet sculpture that has only about half left. And these are all sculptures that I've been doing over the last few months, either for myself or for clients. Kind of keep me sharp. Okay, so this hand pack method is an important method to know how to use. It's important to know how to be able to add sand to your sculpture. Okay, with that being said, I think it's time to start to find some shapes of Baby Yoda. He's got this distinctive thing going on with his ear that kind of cantilevers out, and I'm going to start to find that too. And I'm using one of my palette knives to do this carving. And he's got a very interesting, distinctive thing going on with his nose that we're going to capture too. I've carved Baby Yoda a few times before over the years. I've got one in my backyard right now as we speak. So one of the more interesting things about a Baby Yoda is kind of the way his head has these interesting ribs going on, and I'm going to do my best to capture these ribs. So then I like to stand back and kind of look at the image and artwork and go, is it balanced? Am I getting it? You don't want to see all the trees and miss the forest. And that's what I want to make sure I'm kind of capturing the forest here a little bit.
They're calling me.
This is Greg.
Hi, this is Catherine. How are you doing?
Good. We're actually on the live feed. Did we not connect?
I'm not seeing it pop up on
I'm not
my
seeing it
end.
either.
Okay, let me try again.
Okay.
Thanks. So, do I hit the camera?
Yes.
Live. Okay, I think we're live now. Okay. Hi, everyone.
Oh, trying to reconnect.
Are we on?
Go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Greg LeBon with Archisand. I guess we had some connection problems. Thanks for hanging in with us. It's a few minutes late. And I've actually started thinking you were connected because I'm not that good of a social connect guy. Anyhow, let's get you caught up. I'm going to show you the tools that we're using. We like to use these larger spreader trowels, hand trowels, palette knives that you can get at an art supply store. These are makeup brushes and ceramics brushes. This is a blow straw and a brush, and we'll use a little bit of all those tools. So if you look over here, we've actually started Baby Yoda a little bit. We took wet sand and we packed it as solid as we could to get the basic shape. And then we took our larger trowels and we carved away the main shape of his head. And using these bigger tools, we're just looking to find the big shapes and not worry so much about the little details just yet. With that, I was able to start to find Baby Yoda's eyes and his head features. So it's interesting how quickly with a brush you can start to brush the features, and it starts to get very soft and very presentable. Okay, so let's see. I hope we're still live. So I'm going to just continue to put some detail in Baby Yoda. And then I'm going to use a smaller knife to start to find his eyes. Now, part of what we do is we make sure that we have excellent artwork to work from. So I've got a couple of images of Baby Yoda that are going to help me do a more thorough job of creating a very cool Baby Yoda. And I want to start to find his eyes really pretty quickly. As soon as you start to find the eyes, he starts to come alive. So assisting us today is Pamela. She's on the camera, and she's making sure that you guys are getting the best view possible. And I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining today, Pam. All right, Baby Yoda's starting to turn into a little bit looking like Baby Yoda. I like to stand back and look at the artwork and make sure that I'm starting to capture the likeness from a distance. And make sure things like the eyes are the same size, or things like that. I'm going to get rid of some of this excess sand. Right back into one of my buckets. I've got about 5 or 6 buckets worth of sand up here to create this sculpture. The sand came from a sand and gravel yard, and it's excellent sand for sand sculpting. It's very, very fine. And that's the magic, is look at how fine that sand is. That is the secret sauce. If you don't have fine sand, you basically don't have the ability to do the kind of detail that we're able to do here. Again, I'm using one of these bigger tools to carve the bigger shapes and move lots of sand all at once. Kind of the magic, part of the magic in this is to be able to learn how to use those biggest tools. Okay, so back to my artwork. Putting a little bit of a first stab at his mouth. So now we're starting to find all of his elements of who he is. So we use the straws. And the brushes to start to soften the features and make Baby Yoda start to come alive a little bit. Alright, now I'm really starting to get into the smaller detail aspects of him and trying to pick up on the geometry of his head and make it look a little bit more subtle, which is I think kind of the, you know, he's really hairy, but it's really kind of hard to pick up the hair at this scale. But it's kind of easy to try to just give it a little bit more shape, take the lines out of it a little bit, make them a little bit more ball-like. And it does a great job of catching light and shadow and creating that interest that you're looking to create. See here, I think a nice brushing right now would help him look good. And I think we're getting close to the last 3 or 4 minutes of a 30-minute live feed for those that are decided to stay on a little bit longer than the 30 minutes this was planned for. I'm glad you could stay. You could find the time to stick with it and see how the sand sculptor who does this for a living creates Baby Yoda in 30 minutes or less. And then you go to the beach and do it. Take a couple hours, because I did take an hour or so beforehand to just pile the sand, so I don't think you're gonna be able to pile your sand and carve it in 30 minutes. I didn't, but I want to encourage you to go to the beach or get your own sand for that matter and set up your own little sand table. I do these out of flower pots. I do these on these little platform tables that you see this one on, and I don't even have to go to the beach, so I don't have to drive. I don't have to use the beach sand, which isn't always the best sand, and I get to practice my art anytime, day or night. And my daughter will attest, sometimes I'm practicing it in the night, or at 5, 6 in the morning at first light. I'm out here sometimes to beat the heat. All right, I think we're getting pretty close to wrapping Baby Yoda. And I think we've captured his likeness. We've got his expression, we've got the eyes, we've got the very distinctive ears, and these are the elements that judges will see. Now at the very base, sometimes I'll kind of put loose sand and I'll rake it with my fingers to just give it some texture, and so he doesn't just look like he's sitting on a table. And sometimes we put that blanket on him, but today I don't think I have time to really put on his blanket. So thank you guys for joining me today. I know your time is valuable, and we appreciate you willing to take a little bit of time out of your busy day, and we appreciate the library for having us on board to show you a little bit about sand sculpting, and we hope to do it again, and we'll pick a different topic. And I do want to remind you to visit us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Go to our YouTube channel. We've got a video posted on how we actually did a refresh on a Baby Yoda that we have in our backyard sand pit. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We're always posting. So with that, I appreciate you having us. Thanks for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Did we not record any of that?
She would have called right back.
I can't get it to stop.
Let's see, live videos must be 4 seconds long, so.
And it says 0. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? We could be live for the whole rest of the day, and they'll be watching us, in our pocket, and I still have a shower planned. And, Thanks, Pam.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't find it on Facebook either. I think they made it a little.
If you enjoyed watching us create Baby Yoda, and I know you did, remember to smash the like button. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already to catch the latest of what we're creating in sand. So remember to go to our YouTube channel and check out how to build a castle, how to build a bridge, how to build a village. They're all great tutorials. They're all kind of fun to watch. It's fun to see how these things get created, and you can work on your skills. You can get better as a sand sculptor. Anyhow, we'll see you at the beach. Thanks for joining. Bye.